Log reports 11:15 at night. Still 22nd of July. It's still Friday night. 2022. Emergency. Fuck it. Yeah, I've been having issues. Seems like my neighbors are at it again. The ones right behind me. Every so often they go off yelling at each other. But this time they added a baby to it. So I'm trying to keep it a low profile while the phone tries to record something. I started recording something about my own moanings and groanings concerning about stuff I've been dealing with. You know, nobody ever talks about grieving anymore except online, trying to talk about things. And well, we had the COVID situation going on. People kept talking about the depression of how kids were going to be dealing with it, how kids were going to be dealing with it, but nobody ever dealt anything concerning about the adults. And when I started my log, I started it as a diary of the mentally ill. I switched it to grieving because grieving was more the prevalent situation for me. I know I was having mental illness issues, and I know it's part of the grieving process, or more to it than that. Seemed like everything else had been opened up, and then I had to deal with everything, all the thoughts, all the feelings about it, and not to mention dealing with the ideas of handling doctor visits, shrink visits, dentist visits. I don't view it lightly. I don't view it like a damn comedy situation. Come on. I've been dealing with it as best as I could. Neuropathy setting in. I'm getting skin that's feeling like it's itchy, so I know it's the nerve endings are driving me nuts. Uh, Dealing with Ma's condition when she was living, and she was getting a neuropathy left and right. She had to get medications for it. Dicipramine was one of those drugs that helped out with her neuropathy, but she also had other medications that dealt with her behavioral situations. And when you get hooked into a drug so much, even if it's a prescription, they do take an effect on a person. Now, I thought I tried to talk about this one a while ago in my other videos, long ago, concerning about how addicted my mother got concerning about her medications, including about dicipramine, because apparently she was being driven up the wall. She also needed other medications for her behavior that she didn't get one week, and then she went total buggo years ago, back in the 90s. And she was trying to get her business going during that time, too. Her bookkeeping income tax business. So when you're dependent upon medication all the time, I'd seen the reactions to the damn thing. The body gets more and more adjusted to it, and you have to have more and more medications upped, either in dosage or you change the dosage, or you change the medications entirely and watch the whole body go crazy. And not to mention the neurochemistry. Neurochemistry affects the behavior, and then you see the changes on the outside. And I'd seen the changes in my brother, which makes me scared enough concerning about medications I would have to use for my own biological needs, such as hypertension, such as potential diabetes, the weight gains I've got, behavioral changes, anything else. Antibiotics are one thing. Antibiotics are one thing. They'll kill the bacteria long enough to get a procedure done. That's about it. But on a constant basis, you still need to get your gut bacteria, and you still need to have some of that going on in your body to break down food. So I'm not exactly going to be living in a lifetime of antibiotics unless I'm going to be putting myself into a bubble. There was a story a long time ago about the boy in a bubble, but it was actually based on a real thing. Kid had to live in a antiseptic free, actually a biologically free zone. He couldn't touch the outside world. He had to live in a suit, live in a plastic world, plastic rubber world. Everything had to be constantly monitored. Oh, because the body cannot deal with bacteria because it was situated that way or developed into that situation where you have to live in an environment that you're going to be careful of bacteria. You're living in a hospital situation for the rest of your life, and that's a hell of a way to live. That's not a good way to live. I'll take it. So I don't want to do that. I sure as hell don't want to be that way. But if I am going to be that way, I guess I'm going to be fated for that as well. So I might as well make all the damn videos I can right now as it is, and just deal with what is. Some things I brought it onto myself. So if I happen to have any heart conditions, I'm going to be screwed over on that one because I brought it onto myself. The diabetes is genetically inherited, and the hypertension, well, goes along with it. All the damn stress I had to live with and shit like that. Now I know I'm getting neuropathy because I'm feeling pains in the foot all the damn time. Both of them sometimes. You sit too long or stand too long, and your feet are hurting like crazy. And I had a doctor said that, or actually a nurse said that, because of my weight squishing down, because of Earth's gravity, I'm squishing my feet. Well, thanks a lot for that wonderful thing right there. So you want me to walk on sore feet to get the weight off, get some kind of exercise. Swimming pool. Yeah, that's nice. Where the hell is the swimming pool at? Nowhere. Try that again. The only way to do it is either biking, which I don't have, or walking, which we have a lot of heat. Or just have to decrease the food. I may have to do that. But I got a fondness for milk. For milk fat being an acid. Instead of dealing with chemicals all the damn time and dealing with the food products. Well, this is what happens when I start liking onions just a little bit too much. I got to pay the price. Acid reflux. Or actually, I would call it gastrointestinal reflux disease. You build up too much stomach acid in there, and it comes right up to the tubes and starts burning the living crap out of you. The milk fat, as I heard and learned, it kind of coats it a bit so it doesn't feel as much. So hopefully, maybe down the road, I'll still retain some larynx left to be able to speak or swallow and stuff. Otherwise, I'm really going to be screwed on that one. That's all I need is a damn tube stuck somewhere. Yeah, a lot of griping and grumbling on this log, isn't it? Nothing else. They've gotten quiet. That's good. I like it quiet. I like it settled so I don't have to deal with the damn shit. But it's bad enough I'm still dealing with this damn shit in here. I just don't want to have any problems with the neighbors anywhere. But it'd be also nice if I actually had conversations with the neighbors concerning about how the hell they're dealing with their grief if they happen to lose anybody. That's the thing I miss. I miss a grief counseling session. I miss having a grief support group. How are they dealing with it? How are they handling their grief? How are they dealing with all the crap going on inside their head and their emotions at the same time? How do they deal with the triggers? That's why I'm constantly on the damn grief pages left and right. How are they dealing with it? But it's all the complaints about it, not the process, not how they're dealing with it. I don't see this working. All I see is the belly aching, and they're looking for somebody else trying to give them damn answers. It's like, oh my god, they're looking for cheat notes. They're looking for crib notes to get through this damn shit. Yeah, we're all going through the same damn process. I acknowledge it. I'll get maybe a couple of likes on the damn thing, and maybe a conversation if I'm lucky enough. But everyone else is 2 cents. That's about it. And then they're off. But I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't feel it. I don't read into it. And in between the lines, they're not saying what they should have been saying in the first place. Is that in dealing with grief, in dealing what we're dealing with right now, there's a lot of stress involved, placed upon ourselves. I know it's placed upon me. Growing up, there was a lot of stress and pressure about trying to get past the damn grief so we can get on with life. But never given enough time to mourn and grieve. You never had it. I never had it. I never had it. There was no grieving in school. There was no grieving at work. And the only time I'm grieving is now since I've got the time for it. But it's usually happening during school time now. This isn't school time. This is summertime. And it seems like this particular summer, it's been called for that I should grieve out like crazy. Instead of wanting to go out and try to get some kind of positive influence going inside of my life. No, it's called I'm going through grief out here. I'm going to go through the emotions. I'm going to go through the feelings. I'm going to go through the triggers. I'm going to go through everything that is nasty about this damn thing. The thoughts, the feelings, the guilt. Oh my God, the guilt. How many times have I been trying to talk to myself about this damn shit? How many times have I been trying to put this damn shit on here? And how many times do people actually understand what the fuck's going on? Nobody hardly ever gets on these damn things anymore. And if they did, they don't want to hear about me bitching or griping about how to deal with this damn shit day by day by day by day. Because, let's face it, this society and every generation afterwards, or even prior to now, we had to teach them how to be tough about the stuff like this. Only women cried, not men. Well, now men are killing themselves because they can't deal with the damn pressures of what they're going through at this point over here. And it's hard enough for men to talk about the damn feelings and opening up because that's just not done. That's social upbringing throughout the God knows how long millenniums. We had it ingrained in us. We had to be strong, macho. We can't be breaking down. We can't be softening up. We can't be human. We can't. No, there's no such thing as human in males. It just doesn't work. The women can emote because they're always emoting. But they're also strong and they hold the damn thing in and they hardly ever commit suicide. But when they do, it's soft stuff. We need to be dramatic. We need to do it by running over trains or shooting ourselves or stabbing ourselves or slicing ourselves. One thing after another. The perception, the illusion of this damn thing throughout the time. I mean, I've read, news on this damn shit? Hardly anybody ever talks to you about it. So all we have to do is either by book research or by media research on the damn shit. And if you actually were able to talk to somebody who was actually going through it, I mean seriously talking to them, not just giving condolences. You have to sit by and listen passively, but keep your ears open and listen to people talking about it. I'll talk about it in hush because it's so a stigma. It's a social stigma. It's taboo. It's so damn personal. They don't even know how to talk about it right. They don't know how to talk about that when they get triggered by something that our five senses can detect, not to mention the brainstem or the brain itself. The memories, something triggers it. And we get ready. And then something innocuous just activates it. And then boom, we're going through the races, boys and girls. There's descriptions, personal descriptions of how people would try to label it themselves. I call it the emotional tsunami because it hits me wham! And I'm crying. And I'm like, and I'm sobbing like crazy. And I'm like, God forgive me, God forgive me, God, Lord Jesus forgive me, God forgive me, my mom forgive me, God forgive me. Oh my God. It's like if there was any spiritual energy coming out of my damn mouth, I'm barfing it out. Gross description. But, it's like I'm forcing something out of me. Trying to cry it, trying to force it out of me one way or another. Because I don't like going through this damn thing. And then afterwards, I'm like shaking on the inside. My levels are so damn depressed, I can't even think or talk straight. And I'm tired because I've wasted a lot of physical energy because of all the emotional energy tapped into the spirit, and it was also draining me dry. Where you feel tired, besides physical, you're feeling it mentally, and then you're feeling it spiritually. And you just don't know what to do. When the depression sneaks in and boom, gets you. And so you're just, I can't deal, I can't cope. And for me at that time, it's like you lay down and you try to recoup from this damn thing. But sometimes I can't sleep through it. I can't. There's a reason why I do these logs. There's a reason why I try to communicate to people like this. Besides communicating to myself at this point over here, I'm trying to communicate to people about this damn shit. I'm trying to talk to them, to the future, to whoever watches this damn shit. Because they've got to know how to deal with grief. I'm no doctor of any sort. I don't have any letter degrees. I'm going through my own personal experience. I've never had a grief counselor. And the people I talk to in my youth don't know their ass about hot rock. They talk about God, they talk about Jesus, but they never gone through that damn process. What are you talking about? Born again? No, I'm talking about dying, period. Your life's ended, gone. And then somehow God makes the decision of sending your ass back. And then you wake up scrambled. As a 4-year-old, there is no concept, there is no connection to it, there is nothing for a 4-year-old to grasp onto to understand it. Despite all the damn mumbo jumbo I get out of a damn Bible at this point over here, and I wonder how many times the pastors who haven't gone through death itself, haven't died, hasn't physically died, their body said, screw life, and just died. And they come back to life. They are changed. I'm telling you, they are changing. None of the people are trying to write books about the damn stuff, making money about it. They've been doing it for decades on this shit. Trying to make people feel good about death. I'm telling them the opposite at this point over here. I'm raised scared shitless of life, but also of death. Because I don't know how to handle God. I don't know how to handle Him. There was only a couple of times in my youth that I may have felt more positive energy, but I didn't make the psychic connection and it didn't stay long enough. I felt like I was disconnected. Just had a little bit of a jump start, that's about it. And then you have to deal with life itself. How many times in my adult life I get praying about it, wanting it, wanting that feeling back again because I was feeling so damn low about it. And maybe there have been times I've been crying about it or using something to just get past the pain. So here I am, up to this point, gone through a hell of a lot of ups and downs. A lot of people lost, mixed feelings, shoved aside so I can deal with life itself. And now it seems like I am releasing that energy, that pent-up energy, and I'm struggling to survive. Mentally and physically and spiritually. It's supposed to get me closer to God at this point over here. And I've got no direct connection with the guy. It would have been nice, but he does his own thing. It's like I have to do my own thing. We're hardly ever connecting up with each other, trying to figure shit out. Or him trying to figure me out. It'll drive him nuts. I'll tell you one thing. Before my mother died, she started having visions. It had taken about a couple of weeks. It's because her body in the process was getting slower and slower. So she was physically getting ready for the transition. She was going to take the slow route through it. My brother did the quick way. Fought like hell and then turned into a slab of meat. To this day, there's a joke I cannot use about him. I'll say it. And back then, it was funny as hell. But I can't use it these days. Let me get back to Mom. Before I talk about my brother. Mom was hearing from everyone in the line that ever knew her. And one who seemed to know her, I guess. But it was all the dead relatives we had since Uncle Al died. Uncle Al, Aunt May, Grandma. Yeah, she visited Ma a few times, I think. She visited a few times. Ah, shit, I gotta get this damn thing. Hang on. Shit. Well, this is one thing I gotta get washed up. It's got a bug in it. Well, I'll drink with this. If I don't got any bugs in this, I'll be fine. But it drives me crazy. I mean, Dave and I were looking at Ma. Who are you talking to? Oh, we're talking to this Ma. They're not here. David and I didn't figure it out. Not until she mentioned, I think, either Gabriel or Raphael. Sure the hell wasn't Michael. Michael wasn't doing Angel of Death duty. So apparently it was Raphael or Gabriel. Yeah. They probably flipped a coin on it. I thought I had connections with the angels. I guess I was wrong. Talk about that statement in another video. Maybe. every one of the relatives we had. Grandma, I was Uncle Bill, Aunt June, Uncle Bob, Aunt Lois, Aunt Alice, Uncle Glenn, Tony Ray. There was Marta. A few of the others I didn't even hear. The ones that Ma actually had in her past that I didn't even realize. Until it was Raphael. Or Gabriel, one of those two. And it was the last night. Last night of her death. Getting her ready. Reassuring her. It's not going to be long. I didn't hear it. She said it. I didn't understand it, and neither did David. All I know is she told me it's around 11 or midnight, and I'm giving her pomelo. She loves pomelo. I told stories about this one in different videos about her on this one. Our last meal on earth. My favorite fruit. What, it couldn't have been bacon and eggs? Jeez. But we were open 24/7, as long as we had food in the house. So we did. The next day, actually several hours later, she was having respiratory issues. She couldn't breathe. Dave and I fought like hell trying to keep her going while waiting for 911. And I still had to get the place. I had to get the apartment back then. Different apartment altogether. Organize. Stuff to be picked up if needed, but not at that point. I mean, we just didn't think about at that point. It's like, no, not this time. But I still grabbed a go bag anyway, but I still had to get the apartment together. We had hauled ass over to the ER, and they said that they were fighting like crazy, and they got her on stabilized her to a bit, but it's 50-50. We don't know whether or not she's going to live or die. And she has been hypoxic, which means the brain was starved of oxygen for some time. When we heard the death growls, the brain was losing air. Didn't even realize it. Walking the dogs for about 5 or 6 minutes, come back, and she's already hypoxic. We already lost her. We didn't even realize it. For 19 days, they kept the body on for life support and didn't realize that she's already gone already. Dave had to sign the damn paperwork. He was the main caregiver. I wasn't. But if they actually had another place for a signature, I would have put mine in there too. Just not willing to do it, but I would. And then she was gone. And during that time, we went to AA meetings like crazy. We haunted the open door like the Palmdale group, talking to people left and right concerning about the grief and everyone else's sympathy. I'm sorry. But nobody ever talked to us concerning about the caregiving situation and how to go through the damn shit. And there was one guy who actually did it, and he was no longer alive. Or no longer available. So, all we had was the sympathy, but nobody would ever talk about the process. Nobody would talk about how to go through this damn shit. Waiting until someone dies, and then after, how do you deal with it afterwards? How do you live life afterwards? Because, believe me, nobody's got the answers on this damn shit. Nobody. Nobody's been doing diaries concerning about this one. If they are, they're not talking to anybody about it. They're too damn scared or embarrassed about it. So why am I doing it? I'm doing it for my own damn sanity. That's what I'm doing it for. Basically, for me to stay sane. Because this is supposed to be normal, okay? This is supposed to be normal in life. But it's hard as hell to go through. And especially, the first death gets you shocked. And I was a young kid, I heard about Uncle Al. So I was shocked about it. But I didn't know how to grieve all that much. But I did cry. Aunt May died. I cried more. Especially when I actually had a vision from her. 6 months after she passed away, she visits me in a dream. And I'm crying all day for it. As a kid. What, Grandma couldn't do the same damn thing for me? Thanks a lot. I thought I was one of your favorites. Terrific. Thanks a lot, Grandma. But these days I get Ma and Dave every once in a while in my dreams. Sometimes I wonder, did I piss them off? Did I do good? What's going on with them? Are they there because of something's happening to me? There's always an unknown thing. Or otherwise they're just checking up on me just to make sure I'm alright. And it's comforting to know that they're still around and I still grieve like a crazy person. When I'm having days I'm not triggered and I'm sane enough and I'm not going through the emotions, I feel okay. I feel okay. I've struggled this past semester over at Antelope Valley College. I've struggled almost every single day. The narcolepsy, the sleep situation's getting to me. And I know because my mental health is going crazy at this point over here, tied into everything else happening in my life, including the grief. I never had, let's see, since Mama's death, I didn't have 6 to 8 hours of sleep after that. It was always catnaps. So I know I developed it afterwards. Prior to that, if I did, I wasn't paying attention to it. But when you're a caregiver, I guess you don't get them. But when you work in retail hell, shit, that's even worse. But here I am. Dealing with the sleep issues, dealing with the health issues, dealing with everything else. And what's the doctor's prescriptions? Exercise or pills? Or maybe gastric surgery? No. I'll just deal with what I am right now. Thank you very much. If I'm going to die, I'm going to die. I ain't going to like it. I said something about my brother, didn't I? Yeah. That joke I kept saying so many times. Dave goes in for outpatient surgery in his leg. Has a cyst on there growing like crazy. It's like a year before he passes away. So outpatient surgery, he comes back home, he's bandaged up, he's got a central line inserted for antibiotics. Antibiotic push. I thought he was going to have a nurse coming in every single day to give it to him 3 times a day. No. Guess who gets to be trained? This guy's scared of needles. How the hell am I going to be able to do with this shit? I am so far behind medical technology and medical advances that even a simple IV solution, a simple syringe of saline water, saline, is given by a push. Pre-filled tubes. Pre-filled tubes. A lot of them. And I got some of the antibiotics. And I got some other stuff to clean off. Clean off the central lines. There's about 3 of them. But hooked up into one tube. So pick your tube. Pick your color. Wipe the damn thing clean. Replace the cap. I mean, physically replace it with a fresh cap on the damn thing. After it's cleaned off. You don't recycle the damn thing. I have to push this fluid slowly into my brother without any air bubbles. Otherwise, you're going to get an embolism going on. You push in the saline, then you push in the antibiotic, and then you push in the saline to clean out the line. Put a new cap on it. You're done. Simple. I'm scared shitless of this new thing on my brother. He's saying, I trust you. Yeah, I don't trust me, though. Both had a laugh. No, but the thing is, my brother and I actually had a wonderful working relationship, mostly. We didn't kill each other often, but if we did, we actually had some serious grounds to go over. But we always managed to repair each other's relationship status. So, yeah. During this time, we get a new nurse coming in the day afterwards. And she's looking at David, and she's looking at the wound. And for the first time, I'm actually looking at the wound. They have a clear bandage of the thing. It's not juicy red like you would see a juicy steak with the juices coming out of it, and after you throw it on the griddle. No, what it looks like is the damn you're at a meat market, and you're looking at a cut of you're looking at beef or something like that. You're looking at cold cuts. You're looking at meat with the striations in it. And I'm looking at this damn thing, and I'm trying to stop a grin in my face. And he's going, what? Nothing, nothing. Say it, John. Anyone for cold cuts? Dave and I started laughing our asses off, and she's looking at, what's so funny? The guy who explained it to her a long time ago. My brother used to work at a mortuary, Bastion and Perot. Worked as a driver assistant. Now, if he hadn't screwed up with the drugs and stuff, he may have been a mortician. But he didn't have the chops for it, I guess. But he was dealing with it. He was just a delivery driver at the time and an assistant of putting things up and taking things down and helping out with the funeral arrangements, helping out with the funerals themselves. And one time he's going into county. He's going into the mortuary area. And he's seeing one of the MEs, medical examiners, opening up a guy's skull. He's like, whoa. And the brain's about to fall out. Now, other people around are like, oh my God. I mean, the first time people in this place. My brother's telling me this story. And my brother has his hands out instinctively, catches the guy's brain. And he's looking at this with the weirdest smile on his face. And he goes, anybody for cold cuts? The whole place, I mean, the rest of the people, including Emmy, had to go out and find places to throw up. He's like, what? What'd I say? So, David told me that one a few times in our life. So the joke kind of stayed with us. That looking at my brother's leg, it looked like cold cuts. And to us, it was funny. We got ourselves a different nurse the next day. That was funny. We get ourselves another nurse. All that week, I had to make sure that I was on schedule for his IV hookup, for his antibiotics. 1 week turned into 2 weeks. And then he was taken over to the doctor's office. And I couldn't stand seeing this damn thing being taken out of him slowly. Because I was starting to have flashbacks concerning about an accident I had as a young kid in a car accident and had to have facial surgery. And next thing I know, I've got tape on my damn nose. And then a few weeks later, going over to the ENT and having the damn stuff removed. And looking at and the nose being looked at and saying, yeah, it's healing up quite nicely. How are you breathing? Difficult, but I'm breathing through it. Good, good. Just take it easy. He's pulling out the damn tape left and right on my damn nose. I'm seeing blood on the damn thing. He's grossing me out. I should have had the damn eyes closed on this damn thing. Well, it was grossing me out. Both nostrils. Oy. And then seeing how they were taking out the IV out of my brother, that was making me nauseous. It's memories like that that stick with me on some occasions, especially when I lead in from one story to another story to another story to another story. And looking at the couch, that's where it happened. There are memories in this apartment. There are memories between me and David. Not as much over at the trailer home, except for Christmas, maybe. And the problem is we had Christmas sparse over here because we didn't have the decorations. We lost them a long time ago. Bad decisions made. Some favorite knickknacks and everything else gone. I got to deal with it and live with it and then deal with what I've got. That's all right. What's not all right is instead of having a summer right now, getting ready for school, getting myself rested enough for it, getting materials for it, but getting myself mentally prepped for it, looking forward to it, I'm starting to have doubts about whether or not I'm going to be able to do it this particular semester because of the damn grieving situation getting harder and harder to deal with. This is really getting harder and harder to deal with for me. I'm having issues over it. Last semester I had issues over the damn thing, but I did it anyway. When I walked across the campus, despite all the physical changes going on in the damn place, and made me lose where the hell I was half the time, and the new building's popping up, so it's and then the old building's still there, and some things were normal and other things weren't. Cafeteria shut down all semester. We had food trucks coming in, or people had to go to Subway, or worse, try to get their lunch out of a damn student store that almost food poisons them with lousy sandwiches. Oh, God. Fucking assholes. Yeah, Barnes& and Noble bought the damn franchise for them. Assholes. Shit has so deck, so that would have been better. Like going after each other again. Anyway, I felt like I needed to get this off my chest. I felt like I needed to talk about this. I'm always good, okay, to get a small chuckle or two out of the damn thing. There could have been more chuckles out of it, especially dealing with Mom. Gosh, she was notorious trying to get David's goat and my goat at the same damn time. Especially when she got bored as hell. She had to get our goats. She had to push her buttons so we were going pissy at each other. But she did it in fun and love. So I wonder where we got our damn humor from. We got it from Mama. Yeah. I know. The next thing I'll probably say at this point over here is I miss him. And yes, I do a great deal. It's all right to miss him. It's all right for me to miss him. It's all right for me to cry over it. It's all right for me to break down. It's all right. It's all right for me to mourn. I don't blame him. I can't blame God for that. Maybe it may have been their time for their go. And it may have been my time just to deal with right now as it is. But I'll tell you something, when David was going through his stroke shit, the last year of his life, right after his birthday, he started getting the strokes in his head. And it took out mobility, it took out speech, it took out word associations. Several key areas in his brain that he had trans-ischemic attacks going on. And they were nailing his ass. It wasn't instant. Grandma was instant and had to be hospitalized and stabilized. David had him and didn't even realize it. He had a few headaches, but he didn't realize that the strokes were already there, that there was already brain damage. When they did a CAT scan on him and actually did an MRI on him, that's where they found it. That's where they found it. We were wondering about it, and when we were told about it, we were supposed to be getting paperwork put into Kaiser concerning about the power of attorney and who the primary caregiver was. So I had to be aware of what the hell was going on. And besides, since I already had medical terminology a long time ago, since working with Blue Cross and the insurance dealing with claims and benefits, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, I could try figuring out what the hell they were talking about. After seeing a few reports left and right, you think you'd be an expert about the damn thing, but it only takes experience by going through it constantly that I would be able to get up to speed on it. But after looking at the reports of what happened, that made me more and more nervous about the damn shit. But it also made me realize that push comes to shove, am I going to put him into a home? Or was I going to be putting my brother, or keeping my brother in a home? Basically here and being 24/7. I was already doing that for him anyway, while he was still mobile. So I figured, what the hell? So I did. I made that decision. He didn't like it. But I was telling him, look, push comes to shove. I'll push college aside. I'll take care of you as long as it takes. Made him feel guilty as hell about the damn shit, that's for sure. It pissed him off. But he knew I meant it. If I was going to take care of Grandma as a young kid, learning how to do that damn shit, and then taking care of Ma, he knew I was going to be taking care of him. He knew it. Dave knew it. I'd sacrifice the damn education just to take care of him. I figure if I lived this long without getting a college degree, why as well just say fuck it and just get on with it. I thought the damn dream was Mama's. I still think it still is. I still think so. Mama would have wanted me to continue through college, so I'd say, what the fuck. Here comes Toothless coming in there. But fuck it. I'm going to do the best I can, regardless of whatever happens. I can like it. I'm just going to deal with it. I'm just going to deal with it. I may change a class or two, but I have to figure that shit out fast. And I haven't got that much time. I got to see whatever there's available. If I got nothing available, then I'm locked in. Fine. Deal with it. We'll deal with it. How I'm feeling right now. I gotta get liquids refreshed, and then I get to go back to bed. See if I get some sleep. But I had to get this shit off my damn chest. I had to. Which means after I get this damn stuff done, I gotta get it labeled and sent out. With or without them going off with the yay yay. Anyway, hand log for right now.